You have to start learning how to overcome the world and everything that's going on around you. All these things that have kept you back from getting there for this long are never going to go away. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby if you're new here. I feel like it's kind of dark in here, but I hope it's not too bad. We are officially in rainy season in Washington. Baby, it be raining over here. I was like, dang, this is really affecting my lighting, but I hope it's okay. But anyway, y'all, I really want to talk about and get into this last quarter of the year. We are wrapping up September. October is on the way, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to go full hermit mode in the last quarter of this season. I told myself, y'all, at the beginning of the year, I said I want to have changed so much that by the end of the year I am unrecognizable in the best way. I've been working bit by bit throughout this year, and just realizing that it's the last quarter of the year really got me teed up. Wesley told me the other day, he texted me and he was like, it's 100 days left in the year, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's wild. Immediately I'm like, all right, I need to make a game plan. I went into prayer. I'm like, okay, I need to get to this space where I really start to be more intentional with everything that I'm doing to make sure I achieve what I said I wanted to do earlier this year. And when I talked to Wesley later that day, he was like, yeah, I knew you was gonna react like that when I told you it was 100 days of the year left. He already knew, like, don't play, like, don't play. It's funny because I was already thinking about, like, man, this is the last quarter of the year, and then he sent me that and it just like turned me up. Y'all, this is what I'm here for. This is what we here for. And what I really want to talk about today is that so many of us feel that new freshness, that presence of a new year in the air in January of every new year, and that's when we decide that we want to start changing and we want to make a difference. But we need to be starting now. We need to be starting now. People have been saying, start now, don't wait. And I'm like, yes, I'm for it. But I'm seeing and noticing that people are tending to forget, or at least not realize or not mention, is that the last quarter of the year, October, November, and December, is the most intense and difficult time to really get discipline and turn your life around, because that's when all of the festivities literally pop up. This is the time where we should be tuning in and turning up in our spiritual lives and in ourselves to get closer to who we are supposed to be and be happy and free. But this world is set up, or at least this country is set up, to have you fail in this season. Like, just think about it. Halloween and all the candy and all the parties, fall, the pumpkin pie and the coffee, the little drink, the warm hearty meals, the coziness. Like I said, here it's raining now. It just makes you want to take naps and get cozy and watch TV. Then you got Thanksgiving, people be getting together, they drinking. Then Christmas time come, people partying, they bringing in the New Year, celebrating. A lot of people at the end of the year let loose and eat whatever and just, you know, have fun or whatever, and be like, all right, the beginning of the year, we turning around, we going in. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. We did that last year. Last year we were like, you know what, we just gonna eat whatever we want, we just gonna have a good time. Let me tell you, we started this in December though, after Thanksgiving, and then 2 weeks into this mindset, 2 weeks in, I was so over it. Like, I had never been at a point where I just freely ate and drank whatever I want without a care, because ever since I first tried starting to really lose weight, I've just been so health conscious. So it was kind of cool and it was like fun to let loose like that. But after a while, my body was like, baby girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? So sick of eating that type of food. My acne was so bad. It was so hard to get up in the morning. By the time January 1st came, you know, and it was time for us to start eating right and stuff, at first I was so like ready, but after about a week or two, once I started to balance out, I started to crave those other things more, and then I really wasn't even trying to really work out like that. So it's like, we have this season of where we're doing everything we want, and then we just know, like, I'm never gonna get like this again. And then when January comes, when that time comes for us to really like jump into it, like we like, yeah, you know, because we've been sick of ourselves and how we've been living for the past weeks, months, years, or whatever. But shortly after, we lose that momentum, and that's because we already going into it with the wrong mentality. Like, you're going into your year coming off of doing whatever you wanted for the past few months to start fresh, and that's really not how our bodies work. It doesn't work like that. And learning this is really something that helped me really started transforming my life and really changing the game, because one of the biggest things we do, and I see a lot, is that people are saying, figure out what you want to do and write down what you want to become her. Write down all the things that she does every day and visualize that, and then start doing that stuff. I think that comes in at a certain point, but not right off the bat, because most likely this woman that you want to be and that you are trying to become, you're so far off from her as far as your habits and your mindset and the way that you live your life. If you just try to become her just that quick, like, it's very likely that you're going to fail, because your body is not set up that way. Our bodies are attached to who we are right now. So when we start doing things that remove us from our old self, our body is going to try to pull us back to that place, because our bodies are comfortable. Even though we in our minds and in our hearts are not comfortable with this version of ourselves of who we are right now, our body is, because this is what it's used to, this is what we've been given it, and our bodies want to keep us safe. Our bodies like routine and structure. And right now, if you're in a place where you're unhappy, depressed, overweight, or unfulfilled, or angry all the time, or frustrated all the time, even though you don't want that for you, your body is okay with it, because your body is already like, you know, this is how we operate. We know how this works. We know what to expect, and this is what we're gonna do. When we wake up in the morning, we already know this thing is going to happen, which is going to tick us off. So then we're going to respond by doing this, and then we're going to feel like this for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to try to get over it, and then we're going to go have us some breakfast. We already know what type of food we're going to eat and how it's going to make us feel, and that is going to perk us up a little bit and make us happy a little bit for a little while. And then we're going to move into, you know what I'm saying, like, that's how your body works. Like, the routine that you put your body in, that's what your body is used to. So if you get up in the morning and you decide, I'm gonna be happy today and I'm gonna have a good attitude regardless, and then you get up and that thing that usually pisses you off in the morning happens, and you try to calm yourself down and bring yourself down, it's just gonna be like something just nagging in your body, just wanting you to get mad. Like,
girl, what you doing? We usually get mad at this time every day. Why are you trying to stop me? This is what we do every day, sis.
It's really a science behind the way our bodies work, and I think it's just so important for us to take these small incremental steps to get to that transformation that we want to do. Like, I'm a full believer in, you don't have to wait till next month, you don't have to wait till next year, but I do understand that some people just like the whole concept of a fresh start, a fresh year, a fresh day, like all the freshness. And for some people that really helps, but for most of us, you lose the momentum, and it's better to just do things bit by bit by bit. And that's where I'm at. I've been working throughout the year, but in this last 3 months, I really want to bring things full circle, and I really want to pop out on January 1, but not for other people. And don't get me wrong, there was a point in time where I just wanted to glow up and do this and do that and transform, so I could be like, see, they were sleeping on me. But God healed me from that, and I really don't care about that no more. Like, I'm doing all this stuff for me, and I'm doing it for God. I want to be the woman that He wants me to be. I want to pop out for me. Like, I want to be able to read what I said I wanted to do a year ago and then see like, oh my gosh, I did that. Praise God. I want to be able to write down all the things that I've come from and right where I am right now and see what in the world, girl, you really transform, like on the inside too, like not just on the outside. So often people kind of make it seem like, oh, just do it, you know, just set an alarm, just write it down. But it takes so much more work than that, especially if you are anywhere like near where I've been, where it just seems like every part of your life is a mess. You really have to be intentional. I wrote down in my planner, I guess it's in my room right now, but I wrote down in my planner, once I decided, okay, these are the things that I want to accomplish in the last part of the year. What do I need to do to make sure I'm taking the right steps today towards achieving those things? I break my life down into parts: self-care, personal development and learning, health and fitness, family, career. You know, I break it down like that, and then I figure what I need to do in each area. And it took me even a while to get here, because you really need to start in the area that's most important to you and the part that needs the most work, and that's probably you and how you feel inside and your spiritual life. So for the first half of the year, basically, that's really all I was giving my energy to God, by praying more and spending more time with him, and to myself by making sure I started creating these habits to learn how to take care of myself and figure out what works for me, and by reading more. For example, like with self-care, I recently decided I'm not shaving anymore when it comes to my legs, and I'm just gonna use Nair. Shower routines, at least the ones I've seen, these ladies always shave, and like that's all cool, but my skin on my legs are very sensitive, and I'm just so tired of the nicks and stuff and the stuff that is growing on my legs. I'm like, you know what, Nair is what works for me. You really have to take things slow. So the whole first beginning of the year was just that. I couldn't really show up like I wanted to health wise, so all I did was walk. Like that's all I was doing, was walking and doing what I can. Like you have to break it up. Like you really can't take these 5, 6, 7, 8 different compartments of your life and work hard and go in for them every day, expecting for you to be able to sustain that and for some change to happen. Because even if some change does happen, you're not going to be able to hold on to that. You just went from here all the way to here in a few days or a few weeks, and your body just can't handle that. You have to build yourself up to that. Most people just don't want to do stuff the slow way. And yeah, like we love a good underdog story. We love a good how I did this or did that in 2, 4, or 6 months. That's what we love. We love to see people do well, and we love to see them do it quick, because that gives us inspiration that we can do it too, and that we can do it just as fast. But everybody is different. Like everybody's situation is different, and everybody is starting from a different point. Not everybody is starting this journey at the start line. Because of certain situations, how we've come up, how we are currently living our lives, and things that we've been through, we all at different paces. So what somebody else may be able to do in 3 months, it might take you 3 years, and like that's okay. Because when you start paying attention to the changes that really truly are occurring in you, you know that you are on the right track, and what everybody else has going on really doesn't have anything to do with you. You'll see these women, and they just seem to have everything. They seem to have everything, maybe except that family dynamic, but everything else seems to be there, and they're still wanting so much more, and they're talking about visions and goals and aspirations. But then you'll see another woman who does seem to have that relationship, that family and all of that, and things are just going in the right direction for them, and they still want more. It's like no matter what type of person you look at these days, everybody has visions, everybody has dreams, everybody has aspirations, and that's a good thing. That's how you continue to move forward. But it just makes it seem like nobody is really okay with where they're at, and everybody always wants more. So that's just a good reminder to me to just continue to move at the pace that works for me, and knowing that where I'm going to get there. And I have to continue to practice gratitude, because at some point when I do get to where I want to be, it's likely that there's going to be something else that I want, or something else that I want to be better. So just think about that. You've been wanting something for 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 years, and you finally get there and you realize that you want more. Like that's that's just so discouraging to me. We really just have to slow down and do what works for us. Like, I would love to be like, how I lost X number of pounds in 3 months. I would love to say that, but I can honestly say I would still love to say how I lost X amount of pounds in 1 year, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how long it took you. It's just the fact that you got to the destination and you have something to share about the journey. Okay, I went to go get my planner. So I'm focusing on a lot right now, and there's a lot that I want to do. But before you get to a point where you're thinking about doing certain things in different areas of your life, you have to focus on what's most important first. It's the end of September, and I'm just getting to a point where I feel ready to work at different aspects of my life at the same time. So I have my life broken down by spiritual life, personal development and learning, health and fitness, family, self-care, and career. And there are always more compartments that you can break it down into, but that's just what I'm focusing on right now. I'm focusing on my inner world and my life right now, the core parts of it. You know, like I said at the beginning of the year, all I focused on was my spiritual life and going inside. Even as the way I show up on my videos right now, girl. I used to show up on my videos not looking any kind of way, but just showing up. I didn't know a lot about makeup and putting on lashes. I didn't have the discipline to make sure I kept my hair done and that I was washing my face all the time. It took time over time for me to work with that stuff and figure out what I like and what I don't like. I tried wearing makeup every day, like a full face, and I did not like it at all. I didn't like the time it took. I didn't like wiping all that stuff off my face every day. I didn't like having all that on my face every day. So sometimes I might just put like on a little highlight and a little bit of foundation, a lippy, and some lashes and my brows, and sometimes it'll just be my lashes and my brows, and sometimes it'll just be my brows because I found what works for me. I tried certain things out and now I know what I like. So that's the thing is for you too, you got to find out actually what you like, what works for you. Getting my nails done, I would love to have my nails done all the time, but financially, like, I'm not there yet. Like, I don't see the value yet right now in spending $80 to $100 on my nails every month. Like, I'm just not there yet, you know. So you just got to figure out what you're ready for, what you're okay with, and what you're not. So I have been able to build up over time in order to really maximize this part of the year, to get yourself ready for the beginning of the year, not to try to transform yourself at the beginning of the year. It's to get started now, but in at least just 1 or 2 areas of your life. You don't have to transform your whole entire life right now, but at least 1 or 2 things where you know by the end of the year, like, I did that. And then you can move into the new year with so much more intention. So now you have the whole year to focus and compartmentalize your life and do things the way that you want to do them to move forward. And I'm gonna just share a little bit of what some of the things that I'm going to be doing in certain parts of my life. For example, my spiritual life. I said I'm going to pray more throughout the day, because right now I pray in the morning, but it stops right there. Even if it's just for a minute or so, like, just to stay connected. I want to thank God more throughout the day, not just when something happens. I want to take time to listen to more worship music and actually worship when I'm listening. Listen to sermons and take notes. Get into reading the Bible to my kids. My daughter has a children's Bible, and I was having her read the chapters every night out loud as a family, so that I would give her practice reading, and so that she would remember the Bible, and so that she could read these stories. Because okay, so I messed around and totally went off topic, but we don't do that anymore, because after she read her children's Bible, we upgraded her to one of an elder age, and she started struggling to keep up because the chapters were longer and because the words were bigger. So we don't do that anymore. But period. Okay, personal development and learning. I want to read every day. Find the best time to listen to Audible. I have so many books, y'all. Oh my god. It's just crazy. I also have mark phrases and take notes within the books that I'm reading. Listen to affirmations at bed, which I already do, but just not consistently. Speak affirmations in the morning. Speak affirmations in those moments where I start getting emotionally unstable. Learn, use, and write out 1 to 2 new words per week. I've really been wanting to build my vocabulary for years, and I just really realized that that's just not going to happen. Like, you really have to be super intentional with building your vocabulary. Practice speaking in more proper grammar. I just wasn't brought up that way. Like, naturally, I just don't speak properly naturally. I don't have to speak 100% proper, but I would like to speak a lot more eloquently. I could be a Steve Harvey and just talk the way I talk for the rest of my life, but I could be a Michelle Obama, rooted in my culture, and still be articulate. You know what I'm saying? And the last one I have on here, which is like a really vulnerable moment right now for me to read this, but it's to work through negative feelings towards people. I don't know, like sometimes when I see certain stuff, it's just something in my head that pinpoints on something negative about the situation, the post, or the circumstances, or the physical, or just something. I have been working on it, but intermittently, and I really want to get to a place where this is processed out of me, and I know it's not going to happen unless I'm super intentional about it. I kind of felt it, but I really started noticing it even more when I would see something online or hear something, and I would have a thought about it, and then all the first few top comments is everything positive things. And then I'll just be like, dang, Gabby, like, you doing it again? Like, why? Why are you being like this? Like, I'm not proud to say it, and I don't know where it comes from, but that's where the work comes in. I have to figure out, why am I doing this? Why am I this way? Because in my heart, in my spirit, I don't want to be like that, and I don't know why it's happening. But the fact of the reality is that I'm doing it. Whether that's how I want to be or not, it's happening. So I have to figure it out and take control of that, because it's not cool, and it's not the person I want to be. Like, I don't feel good about it at all. But yeah, like everything else on here, like I said, it's health and fitness, family, self-care, and career. But this video will be entirely too long. Like, it's probably already too long right now, like if I go through all that. But I just wanted to give y'all some insight, also make it more real for you. And I have it like, you know, it's broken in categories. If you really want to start transforming your life, and you really want to take this last quarter of the year to do that, you really have to be super intentional about it, and you really have to start working towards building that self-discipline, even with small things. If y'all never read or heard the book Atomic Habits, that would really change your mind absolutely on how to get things done. But self-discipline, it starts with the small stuff, like making up your bed in the morning, or brushing your teeth at night, washing your hair when you don't feel like it, or, you know, walking to the mailbox to check your mail when you don't feel like it. Like little stuff like that. That's where self-discipline starts, before you are able to do the big things or to get these goals completed. If you really want to get into this new space, new dimension of your life, you have to start learning how to overcome the world and everything that's going on around you. Because if you're not really serious about transforming, if you're not really serious about transforming your life, you're gonna have a hard time, especially around times like this, when there's going to be so much food and fun and friends and festivities and all of that type of stuff going on. It's really going to be hard for you to prosper, because it's not like this is something every now and again. Fun things are always going on. This season of the year is every year, and so many people drop the ball every year, and then they want to restart in January. And you just gotta think, even when you do hit that point in your life, whatever that may be for you, that you want to be, all these things that have kept you back from getting there for this long are never going to go away. They're always going to be there, or they're going to rear their head in some other type of way. So I think, honestly, this is the hardest season to get your mind right and to do well. But when you really are ready and you're serious about your life, you're just going to put that stuff aside bit by bit and do more of those things that you need to do to become who you want to be. And then you'll get to that place where you can coast and enjoy until you're ready to stretch yourself a little more and start growing again. I'm so excited for this last quarter of the year. I just get so excited thinking about a fresh me come January versus come January and I'm trying to get somewhere new. We go into the new year saying, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, imagine going into the new year like, yes, I did that. I really want to hear about what y'all might be doing, what y'all might be getting into as well. Like I said, I want to start communicating with y'all more, posting more. Honey, I haven't been to Instagram in so long, but if y'all are over there, I want to get over there too, so that can be another way for us to communicate. And let me know how y'all feeling about vlogs, because I've been thinking about getting back into some more vlogs. I used to do them before, but let me know what y'all think about that, or how y'all feel about that. If you know, because if y'all feeling it and I'm feeling it too, you know what I mean, we on the same wave, so we can get into it. That's it for today, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I love y'all so much, and until the next one, until next time, and peace and love, I'm out.